Back to the Parking History Channel. This is Saturday afternoon workout time 59. And today we're talking about the different kinds of cartoon satire. Cartoon satire is a different thing depending on the cartoon you're talking about. In the Boondocks and South Park, it's got humor in it, but it also has a message behind it. What a lot of satire does. But satire isn't just a television cartoon thing. It goes back to the theatrical cartoon golden age of animation where the Looney Tunes and Disney and all sorts of people have done satire. It evolved into TV. One of the biggest contributors in its past to cartoon satire was The Simpsons and Family Guy. But the biggest contributor to some good satire that I've personally seen in my lifetime is the Boondocks and South Park. Those kinds of satires have a point behind their satire. They satire real life events, like that time with the teacher and the certain word with the students. They put that into the Boondocks. Or with South Park, it's about politics, uh, education, anything relative that's in the news. They put a humorous spin on it, but it's a satire of what's actually going on. Sometimes different kinds of satires and caricatures of people's faces have been put into cartoons to put some humorous spin on it, but also to put some culture and some pop culture into whatever the cartoon is. Depending on how far back you go into cartoons, the satires are part of the time. Like the mocking of, I'm just going to say, since I can't say the name, German Mustache Man, in the only, in the cartoons of their time back in World War II. That was an example of satire and putting an element of its time in the cartoon history. There has been political satire, there's different kinds, but they all have a theme based on the show. There are a lot of social and economical and political satires in South Park. The same thing with Boondocks. There's a whole lot of social and economical and life related things with it. And other ones, it's just simply to put some comedy in. But like I've said, it depends on the kind of message they're trying to get across. Like Krusty Burger is a take on McDonald's, and it's a satire of how they do business. Because in that sense, Krusty the Clown is a parody of Ronald McDonald. For example, a perfect example of a satire is on American Dad. They use actual names of actual stores. They tweak the name a little bit, but they satire everything in Seth MacFarlane animation. Family Guy satires everything, but there's always a point behind the satire, a moral, if you will, a reason. There are other examples of satire in cartoons you wouldn't expect, like Arthur. They have referenced Beavis and Butthead, South Park, and what have you. Cartoon example of satire that's just a satire of life is practically the whole entire show and franchise of Rockford Modern Life. It satires everything too. Watch that show and you'll know what I'm talking about. Snippy is another great example of satire. Cat Dog, Cow and Chicken, uh, Hey Arnold. Everything that's ever been done for Cartoon Network, Nick, Disney, everything has had a level of satire in it. That's it for today's video. Join me next time for Saturday Afternoon Retro Tune 60. And tell me in the comments what you want for Saturday Afternoon Retro Tune 60. And remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and hit the notification bell. You can personalize your notifications where you'll get a 50/50 notification of the upload, or you can hit the gray bell where you'll be notified every Saturday and Friday at 3.